April 2023 question number 2, Roman 1. The question reads: the 10th term in arithmetic progressions AB series is 29 and 14th term is 45. Required: Roman 1, first term and common difference in the series. Roman 2, the sum of the term between 40th term and 80th term boundaries excluded. Now, in this case, we are meant to calculate arithmetic progressions. You have to differentiate the arithmetic progressions and geometric progressions. In this case, we have been told to do the arithmetic progressions. The formula in this case, the arithmetic progression is usually a plus n, the number of item, minus 1, the bracket, and then we have the difference. That's the difference. Now in this case, the first term, we are told that the first term in arithmetic progressions AB series, the 10th, sorry. Now we have not been given n, we have been given the 10th item, and then D we have not been given also. Also the 14th term is 45. Now this is what you are going to say, that A plus, now the 10th term we are going to say 10 minus 1, we multiply by D, it should give us what? 29. Then we have 14, we also A plus into bracket, that is 14 minus 1, multiply by the difference, it should give us 45. Now this one can be evaluated further as A plus 10 minus 1 should be 9, multiplied by D is going to be 9D is equal to 29. Then this one we are having A plus, that is 13D should give us 45. Now in this case is forming something like a simultaneous equation where we are having A plus 9D is equal to 29, and then A plus 13D is equal to 45. Now we can use elimination method. We eliminate the value of A. By this one we can just subtract 9 minus 13, you get negative 4. D is equal to 45 minus 29, that's 29 minus 45, sorry, 29 minus 45, you have negative 16. Divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4, and then D alone is equal to 4. We can substitute this D in this particular equation to get a value of A. Now I'm going to have A plus 9 into 4 is equal to 29. A alone is equal to 29 minus 36. A alone is equal to negative 7. Now the first term is negative 7, and then the difference D is equal to 4. Now they say that first term and the common differences, that is the answers they need you to present in Roman 1 to get 3 marks. In the Roman 2, we are told that the sum of the term between 40 and 80 term boundaries excluded. Now the sum, we are going to use this formula to write the sum to determine the sum of arithmetic progressions. The sum is given as n over 2 into, that is 2a plus into n minus 1 d. Now in this case, you are going to determine the sum of what? they said that the sum of the term between it is 40 term and 80 term. Now we are going to determine the sum of 40 term. We will subtract from the sum of 80 term so that we can get the ones that is in between those two. Now in this case, n is 40. We are going to have a 40. Sorry, let me start with 80 term over 2 is equal to multiplied by a, which we got up there, that is -7, plus into bracket n, it is what? 80 term. 80 minus 1, multiply difference, so it was 4. Now we multiply everything by this one. How about this is 40 into that is 2, that's -14, plus that is 80 minus 1, 80 minus 1, that's 79, 79 multiplied by 4, you are having 316, 316. Now here we are going to have 316 minus 14, because that is -14, we have 302, which we multiply by 40. When you evaluate the entire, you are going to get, this is 12080. Then we have, that is the sum of what? 80 terms. Let's try to determine the sum of 40 terms. Sorry, the sum in this case 40 terms is going to be 40 over 2 into 2 multiplied by -7 plus 40 minus 1 multiplied by, that is 4, sorry, that is our difference. In this case we have 20 into -14 plus 39 multiplied by 4, have 156. 156. Now in this case we are going to have 156 minus 14. Answer we multiply by 20. We have 28. That is 28, 40. But now the question is asking the sum of the term between 40 and 80. Therefore now we take 12080 minus 2840, which you are going to get 12080 minus this one, get 9240. That is what is needed in Roman number 2 of part A. Let's look at part B. A tractor left Kenya for Britain with 1,580,000. The plane made an emergency landing in South Africa, where he stayed for 4 days. The traveler converted all his monies to South African rands. He spent 1,800 South African rands per day on food, 1,150 rands per day on accommodations, 2,250 rands on servants. Upon reaching Britain, he converted his old monies to UK pounds, where he paid for machinery at US dollars $5,200 plus 5% charge on duty and freight. We have been given the exchange rate prevailing at a time were as follows. Then we are told required, Roman 1, the amount of money in South African rands remaining with the trader when leaving South Africa. Now in this case, let's try to convert the money we have into South African rand. But now in this case, he left Kenya with how much? Now this particular tourist left Kenya with 1,580,000, and we are told that 1 South Africa rand is equal to 25 Kenyan shillings. What about 1580? Sorry, 1,580,000 Kenya shillings. How much will it be in the South African rands? Now we are just going to take 1,580,000. We multiply by 1. We are dividing by 25 shillings. By 9, in this case, we have 1,580,000. We divide by 25. In this case, we are having 63,200 South African rands. Now, because the plane made an emergency stop in South Africa, the traitor converted his money in South Africa rands. He spent money. Let's now the expenditure. We had for food. He spent 1,800 multiplied by 4 because he was there for 4 days. 1,800 we multiply by 4. Have 7,200. Then another thing, 1,150 on accommodations. Accommodation, it was 1,150. We multiply by 4 because he spent there 4 days. In that case, it's 1,150. We multiply by 4 again. That is 4,600. Then another thing, we have this particular 2250 on that case we have 7. Now we had 2,250 per day on Sabena. Multiplied by 4. That is 9,000. Now the total we have as this one. We are having 20,800. That is the money he utilized, so he spent while in South Africa. Now we are told the amount of money in South Africa rands remaining when the traitor was when leaving South Africa. Now in this case, we just take 63,200. We minus 2,800. Now he left South Africa with this particular amount. That is 42,400. 42,400 South Africa rands. The amount of money the traitor had in Kenya shillings after paying for machinery. Remember, the machinery was acquired while in UK. Now we are told that he spent, this is on machinery, 5,200 on machinery, that's US dollars. Now let's try to get it. If US dollar in shillings, okay. Now in this case, we are told that okay, let me convert this 42, the balance he had into Kenyan shillings. You see how much. 1 South African rand is equal to 25 Kenya shillings. What about 42,500? Will be how much South African? Therefore, we just take 42,500. We are multiplying by 25. Everything over 1. Just multiply by 25. In this case, he had approximately 1,600,000. 1,060,000 balance he remained with. Then that is Kenyan shillings. Now while he was in the UK, he bought $5,000. Right now the expenditure in UK, that is he said that 1 US is equal to 120 what? 124 shillings. What about 200 US dollars will be how much? Therefore, just take 5,200. I multiply by 124. We have in Kenyan shillings, the machinery he spent, that is 800. Then we are told that plus a charge of what? On duty and freight. Now we are the charge will be on this particular machine he bought in UK, and we are taking 5% of that particular amount. Now in this case we have charge, which is 5%, 0.5. 0.05 is 0.05 multiplied by 644,800. We get paid for that duty as 32,240. Now we take the total that he incurred in UK, which is 644,800 plus the duty and freight, which was 32,240, which is equal to adding 644,800. That was 67,040. And the question we are told the amount of money the trader had in Kenya shillings after paying for this particular machinery. Now in that case we are just taking 1,060,000 minus 677,040. 160 minus the answer we have 382,916 Kenya shillings. That is the money he had after paying for machinery. Right. Question part C. Part C is told that the sellers buy deposited 350 in the bank. Let me just move it to this one. Yes, 350,000 in bank account for several years. The money earned interest at the rate of 18% per annum, compounded quarterly. Silas intends to purchase a piece of land at a cost of 720,000. Calculate the number of years it will take Silas to purchase a piece of land. How much? Or how many years? Should be how many years that Silas will wait to purchase the same land. Now compound interest. Compound interest amount is usually given as principal into 1 plus r over 100 raised to power n. Now in this case we have been given the amount, which is A 720, that is 720, that is the amount he need to raise. How much is he depositing? That is 350,000, which is our principal, into 1 plus rate, it is 18% over 100, but we are told that it is compounded quarterly. Therefore at this point I'm multiplying by a quarter. Then we have n, which we are looking for, multiplied by 4. Right? Therefore this we are coming 720 is equal to 350 into, that is 0.18 multiplied by 0.25 plus 1. In this case we are having 1.045 raised to power 4n raised to power 4n. Therefore, I can divide this side by 350 and this side equally. I can divide by 350 by this one, and this one can have to 4. By now I have 720 divide by 350 have 2.057 is equal to 1.045 raised to power 4n. Now at this point we are getting something like an equation that we can only determine by formulating a logarithm to determine the value of n, which is unknown here. Therefore, we can say that in logarithm form, I can say that 4n log 1.045 is equal log 2.057. We can divide this side by log 1.045. Then we also divide by log 1.045. Remember, we have a point here. This one and this side can go. We have 4n is equal to log. Use a scientific calculator, you can get log, that is 2.057. you get it will be 0.3132. we divide by log 1.045, which is 0.1 0.1912. Now if you divide that, that is 0.3132 divided by 0.01912, you get something like 16. Now if 4n is equal to 16.38, divide by 4, divide by 4. Therefore, n alone will be 4. In this case, it's going to be 4 years. The value, the time that it will take for that money to raise to that particular 720 is going to have 4 years, approximately 4 years. Then you are told that Silas, that's Roman number 2, Silas has decided to add 200 into the account after 1 year. Calculate the number of years that Silas buyer will reduce the waiting time calculated in Roman 1 above in order to buy the piece of land. Now Silas has decided to add. Now let's calculate the amount at the end of first year. Now amount is just going to be 350 into 1 plus 18 over 100. I'm hoping that the same terms apply. That is, we multiply by 4. That is 350 into 1.045 raised to power 4. Now in that case, it's going to be 1.045 raised to power 4 multiplied by 350. Now at the end of 4 years, the money Silas will be having in account will be 41738.1.5, just 50 cents. Now at this point he added 200,000. buyer has decided to add 200 into the account after 1 year. Now when you add that, the total amount he has already is going to be 617,381.5. Now the question is calculate the number of years that seller's buyer will reduce the waiting time. Now if that is the case, the amount that is supposed to raise is 720. 720 is equal to in this case the principal, we are equating this one, that is 617,381.5 into 1 plus 18 over 100 multiplied by a quarter, everything over n. Want to determine the number of years is going to wait to raise 720. But in that case, we are going to have, they are multiplied by 4. Alright, now in that case is 7. We can just divide this one by 617,381.5. Also, I divide this one 617,381.5. Then we have 720, so plus 200. Then we have 720,000. Divide by the answer. We're having 1.1662 is equal to 1.045 for n. The same thing I can say that log on top of log, that is 4n log 1.045 is equal to log 1.1662. We divide this one, log 1.045. We also divide this side, log 1.045. Let me just equate and have the final answer there. And by 4n will be log 1.1662 divide by into bracket log 1.045. In that case, we have, if you round off to a whole number, because it is 11.5, let me just round off to a whole number. That is 4, it will be 12. Divide by 4, divide by 4. N alone will be what? 3 years. N will be 3 years. That is what is supposed to be done for question number 2, A, B, and C. You do it that way, you get the entire 20 marks.